Good day, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future traded. All our videos for educational purpose only. You're very welcome to follow any of our automated trades as long as you are on a sim. We're not your financial advisor. Whatever you do, it is at your own risk. For the Nasdaq today, the Nasdaq is really driving beautifully. A few minutes ago, the Nasdaq trade was a little bit over 10,000, but as we say every single day, when the market entered those two yellow line, you need to be careful. Do not allow your auto trade to initiate any more trades to the short side. And when the market gets between those two yellow lines, this is measuring the previous highs and lows. So this is a very important place to take a profit. As you see on the ES and the Nasdaq is the same story. There is once this market entered those two yellow lines, there is no more short trade, and the market is about to be over. We do not have a long trade at this moment. That trade was a little over 10,000 when it was around 15,055. And as you see, between those two yellow lines, there is a heavy support area at 1532. So this is the bottom. So if you are auto trading right now, and if you are scalping, which we have, the scalpers are doing very good today. If you are scalping, you should not allow your auto trade to take a short, because the risk is very high on the short trade. Neither we have a long trade or a reversal at this moment. So the market is just sitting on those level here, and we have the ES is about to hit the last institutional target, number 3, at 43.63. I'm not expecting anything below the 43.63 at this moment. So the market has bottomed up, and that is going to cause the prices to be a little bit calm, and there is not much action at this moment. If we look at all morning on the Nasdaq and in ES, it is a very drop, non-stop, and now it's like you're taking a breath with it. So be careful on initiating at this moment a short trade, because the short trade is not going to be below the 15,035. This is the bottom on the Nasdaq for the morning session, and for the ES is the 43.63 is the bottom for the ES for the morning session. So you gotta be careful when you are auto trading. You should not try to jump into a trade short when the short trade is about to be over. So you gotta be really careful with those trades sometimes. Beside that, the CL also was doing very well, the European hours, and now it is in a way flat. We started all those auto trades around 9 o'clock, so I didn't have the chance to trade on the European hours, but we are already on the CL. Also on the 1 minute, we had one trade, it is 500, and now we are on the second trade, which it is already up 990, it's around 1,000. So that will be, once it hits those 3 target, it will be a very good day for the CL as well. If you notice, if you want to take a trade on the ES, you have to be very light-handed. the market entered those two yellow lines. And please, if you are taking a trade, don't expect anything below the 43.63. So it's a very small trade for scalping. Okay, the CL took that trade, and it is at this moment 1,130. Beside that, Nasdaq had a beautiful run. Actually, if we look at the ES, not much action on the ES. Look at this. There is not much action on the ES actually. Not in those area here. So this morning, the trend was with the Nasdaq, and we will. If you are taking that short trade on the ES, please again, it is your target has to be 43.63, and for the Nasdaq, if the Nasdaq decided to drop, it will be no less. It's not going below the 15,036. So practically the short trade is over, you know, excuse me. And then we will keep our eye on it and make sure it is going right direction. Also, you can see there is another system firing a signal. Is telling you, look, the end is, your trend is over. I don't want to go through all the details, but here it says end means your trend is over to the short side. So there is a lot of a small system on the chart to give you direction in the market. It's not a problem at all. So at this moment, you can see the market when it hit the bottom. We are not to the long side again. We are not to the long side. So you gotta be careful. Right now, it's too early to jump on a long trade at this moment. The scalper took a long trade, but I think it's too early to take a long trade at this moment. This is the Nasdaq on the 2 minutes scalping. Already took the trade long, and from 9 o'clock until now made 3,245, and you know, we can do also on this auto trade, you can extend your target if you want to extend your target. It's up to you what you want to do. Let me see if we can. Okay, it's too late. 3,830 on the scalper with 1 hour and 8 minutes trading. So this is a really good. It's just a scalping. I'm glad the trade is over on the scalping, because at this moment it's a little bit. We need a little more confirmation before we start going long. For the Nasdaq long, if you are a manual trader or if you want to unleash your auto trade to take a trade, we need to see the ES crossing the 15,136. And for the, let me show you something. This is you never do when you are trading. If we look, if you want to compare the Nasdaq, there is not much line. What is this price action here? And if we look at the ES, there is so many lines. It's close to each other. That means you don't know which bar, which resistance might hold. So you gotta be careful not to dive into the turbulence in the market. Finally, the Nasdaq broke that area. It's very good. It's a tradable, and then it is a tradable all the way to 15,198, and then you can take a profit on 15,198. This is an excellent, once he crossed the last bumper, so it is safe to start trading the Nasdaq, not to jump immediately to the Nasdaq. So this is Nasdaq long trade, and then the target, it will be 15,197 to the tick. This is where you need to exit out of that trade. Excellent. For the Nasdaq, took another trade, and at this moment we've been in the Nasdaq scalping for 1 hour and 10 minutes, and we already hit 5,700 in 1 hour. This is excellent, excellent. Also the swing trading, taking a long trade, and on the first trade made 3,000 on the first trade. Well, it was over 8,000, and now it is only, close this trade, and it is, it was over 8,000. And if you know what to look for in the market, you could have done the same, close it when the market was over 10,000. So the Nasdaq already on the scalp and hit 5,700, and this is very good. I don't have any other trades now. Most of them are done. CL is done. YM is done. Again, the Nasdaq, we call the perfect trade, and then it will be, you need to cash in at 15,197, and there is no more trades on the Nasdaq for the morning session. It's finished. We're going straight to climb to this level here. It was a perfect call. 15,198 is a perfect call, and it is finished. For the CL, this is the trade from the market analyzer. This is coming from, this auto trade is coming from the market analyzer. And if you notice, we have two trades in here, and on the market analyzer, based on one contract, we have 17 ticks into the profit. I'm using 2, so that will be 280. And in this market analyzer, there is 5 different automated trade. The Nasdaq scalping 1 minute already took the trade, and we already crossed, and it is 1 minute, not Renko bar, not all this high time frame, it's a 1 minute, and we already crossed the 6,000 on the scalping for less than 1 hour and 15 minutes. And here it is. Excellent. Okay, well, 6,250 in 1 hour and 15 minutes. This is not bad at all. The CL crossed this resistance 85.68, and now we're gonna have a little problem at 85.85. So the CL is going to the 85.85 level, and it's right there at the heavy. I don't believe in pattern and all this, but if we look at already this morning, the CL having a problem with 85.85. And here it is. So this is excellent. Now, if we notice here, I mean, what is nice when you trade in the signals from the market analyzer, I use this template here, and it is a very, very accurate, very powerful one. And if we notice 85.85 on the CL, followed by even, so there is a triple resistance in that, and that it is really, when you see this, but also we have the target at 86, so you can also start, if you want to, manually move your trailing stop to the next level, and you can put it below the fib line, and then now your trailing stop, if you want to, you can do this and protect it, and you're hiding your trailing stop below the support area. So this is a really, it is a really enjoyable chart. You let the auto trade take the trade, and then if you want to manage it, you can manage it, or you can leave it as is. As we see on the ES, start firing the reversal, but you have a heavy double support area which is going to hold at 43.83 level. So this is a very good support area. So if you are going to the long side, you should not be panicked. Maybe we can gain another 3 bars or 4 bars before we call off that trade on the ES. So now I want to go back on the CL. It is the same story on every single chart. Let's say if you want to take from the market analyzer, this is where I called it, and here's what it is on the auto trade. What we see, every trade the system calculated. It's not fixed target. Every trade the system calculated. As you see here, the Nasdaq, it is on 15,198 as final target for the morning session. And if we notice here on the Nasdaq, don't need a brainer, don't need a professional trader. We knew before it happened that this market have a 3 resistance, and the market is gonna have it will be struggling in those 3 level here. And that's why, as you notice here, has nothing to do with your auto trade. The market struggling on the 3 resistance level here. So this is the way the CL and the auto trade behave together. It is normal, has nothing to do with the auto trade. It's just because of this resistance, we are now holding on those positions if this market not able to break this resistance at 85 is gonna go back all the way down to the 85.58. This is a very normal the market, how the market behave, and is trying now. He might try 2-3 times. The CL already tried a couple times to break this, so we knew what happening before it happened. And now the Nasdaq took another trade. We are already 6,250 on the scalping, and we've been trading this one for 1 hour and 21 minutes. So as you see here, we are probably going to cross let me see the Nasdaq. I need to see the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq, yes, is going to be climbing to the 151.98. So we are in a good shape with the Nasdaq trade, and the Nasdaq trade already 6,250, and this is in 1 hour and 23 minutes. So there we go. If we hit the first trade, that will be, there we go. We got the first trade, and this is now, we are up to 6,500 on the Nasdaq. I'm not using a daily target because I'm testing it. It's a new auto trade, so I wanted to see how this Nasdaq behave, or the ES or the CL. But of course, the other chart, they are already finished, and I already have set the daily target, of course. But on this one here, I'm testing 4 charts and see how this market, here it is, we are 6,950, and look at this, beautiful, beautiful. This is exactly what we told you. The Nasdaq is gonna hit, and here is your final destination. We called it perfectly, and here is where your final destination, 15197. This is it. It is perfect call, perfect profit, and it is perfect trade. Now, if you are for this Nasdaq, now we already crossed in 1 hour 23 minutes in the trade. We crossed the 7,600, and if you want to, you can extend this target as much as you want if you want to. But this is the limitation for that trade for this morning session. There is not much going on anymore. There is a lot of resistance in here. So when you see good profit, you can take it also on this auto trade. If you want to take it a little bit up, you can do this. And now we are already 7,600 and 1 hour and 24 minutes trading the scalper. This is an excellent, there we go, we hit it, and it is right now 8,185 in 1 hour and 24 minutes trading. So now look at this, what we are doing. We told you on the CL is gonna be problem here, and it is not gonna do anything because you have a 3 resistance line in here. And this is the automated trade coming from the market analyzer. But I like to use this template because it's clear, it's nice, and it is very accurate, and also can fire signals for you, for the trader. Like this one here is telling you if you want to go long, you can go long. And this is a really, really excellent. We promised you on the NASDAQ to take you all the way to the 151.98, and it is 151.98 exactly. The NASDAQ hit, and this is exactly what we have said, and this is to the tick. And now the NASDAQ trade on the 1 minute from the market analyzer, I extended the target. The target was at 151.98, and we accomplished this. But this is an example. If you want to take it all the way up, you don't want to close the trade, it's fine, but it is over. So if you don't want to close the trade, which I understand this is a crime to close a winning trade. This is the biggest crime when you have a winning trade and you force close it. But instead of force closing it, you can probably take it and secure some of your profit. And when the fib line comes into those lines here, he will readjust it automatically, and he put it back to the fib line automatically. So you can do whatever you want with the trailing stop, and once the fib line comes in to those level, he will take over your trailing stop and adjust it automatically to the fib line. So this is a really, the scalper did very well. We still need one more trade to hit. There we go. We hit now one more trade on the NASDAQ. It seems like we are about to hit the 10,000 on that. I hope it will not be a losing trade, because this is a beautiful number, 8,185 on the scalper. Let me look. I mean, we already hit the target, and it should not be taking that trade anymore. But we're going to leave it as is. You know, this is exactly what we told you. We told you it's going to be to this area here, and we hit this area, and there is nothing left. And the same thing on the CL, and here it is, a losing trade. And so now we are down probably to 7,100. Yes, 7,165. That trade, I was aware of it. It was not gonna make any money, and there is no way that NASDAQ is gonna penetrate all those resistance line in here. So what we are experiencing right now, I'm gonna put it on pause. So now the auto trade is not gonna be taking any more trade. Let me show you why. If you notice here, there is a lot of resistance, and here there is a re-entry point at 151.42, 151.42 as a re-entry long. So now the NASDAQ get caught in those channel between a re-entry 151.42 and a reversal at those level where we told you to take the profit is at 151.98. So the way the auto trade behave, we knew in advance what is going to happen, and this is exactly what happened with the CL and the NASDAQ. And this is what make you a little bit more advanced trader when you know to not let in the auto, because when we called the trade to exit at 151.98, and when I saw this trade is going to those level here, of course he's not gonna make it on that, because this is the resistance area here, and then most likely it will end up in a losing trade, and this is exactly what happened. It was a losing trade. So if you were knowledgeable enough and you already got your 8,000 in an hour and a half a trade, you will not allow that trade to be taken anyway. So let's say you are busy working and you see proper number to the plus, you don't have time to look at the market, just close it, cash in and close it and stay out of trouble. That will be the best advice for you. So as you notice where I have the CL, it is on 150, the Nasdaq at 151.70. But the Nasdaq is going, if it's gonna go down, it's gonna go to the 151.46 as a re-entry. This is the re-entry point for the Nasdaq. So I'm just, this number here, it is just to secure some of the profit. Maybe the Nasdaq is able to break those lines, which I doubt it at this moment. The Nasdaq able to penetrate this heavy area here. This is a heavy resistance, and it is impossible to break it if there is no such a news or breaking news or something. But the way the market is trending at this moment is the momentum is not that strong to break those area here. So we immediately identify the trend is not that great to break those area here. Many people know how to draw the fib line, but they don't understand the market enough to know if this market able to break this fib line or not. I don't want to be just every fib line I need to take it, I don't need to take every fib line seriously, because this is the biggest mistake. I need to understand if this fib line going to hold or not, which what you see a lot of people, oh, they see fib line, then this is it. No, the fib line, you need to measure how thick that wall is, and if with that wall able to hold the market or not. That is a difference between short and long. The decision is totally the opposite direction. If I know this fib line not able to hold, like now what we see here, that means I should not allow my auto trade to start taking long in this area, because I can see there is a thick line and the momentum is not very strong to penetrate all those lines. If the market want to drop, this is the re-entry point. 151.47 is already plotted on the chart, so it's been calculated to the teeth. So I know exactly where to enter, I know exactly where to exit, beside the market. So at this moment, we see on the Nasdaq is trying to break those lines, and no luck. So at the end, what happened now, if you notice here, is getting weak and weaker and weaker and weaker until it go back and it drop to the 151.54. Where if you are auto trading in ATR or MACD, when the market is dropping here, probably you're gonna fall into this trap, and your auto trade is going to generate short trade, which it is the dummiest trade ever you can take in those positions, because there is no short trade, it is a pullback. And this is the problem with ATRs and MACDs. What they do, they react on the past two bars, and they activate the trade blindly, just as a stupid moving average, and they don't have the algorithm to understand this is just a pullback and a re-entry, and then this is what happened. The trader start losing money, because by the time his auto trade taking is short, the market is going back up, and this is where he start losing tons of money. So as at this moment, I don't want this Nasdaq to take a long trade anymore, because until it's finished to the long side, I don't want, there is, used to be, was 8,000, and now we are on 7,000. in 1 hour and a half trading. This is a very good money. You just stop that auto trade and you should not continue trading. It might gonna make another 2 or 3,000 more, but it's not worth it. Protect your profit and let it be. It is a damn good money to risk it again. Actually, today is Tuesday. I have covered and explained to you. You should not be working on a daily basis. You should be working on a weekly basis, trying to snap you out of this small, low-life traders. So this Nasdaq this week already made his weekly target. Stand going back and forth every day and expose your account to the broker every single 5 minutes. You need to snap out of this daily target. You can do it. You can set up your daily target on any given auto trade we have. Even on this new auto trade, you can. Here's an example. You can set up your daily target and everything. Here it is, 3,495 on the Nasdaq. But when you look at the bigger picture and say you catch a run and you did very well on that run, covered the whole week, then the second day you come into the market, if the market not trending, especially right now we are going towards the Christmas and all that, then let it be, you know. On this one here, it's amazing. This Nasdaq is trying to break the last bumper in there, and let's see if he's able to do this. But I don't want this Autotrader to take any more long trade, honestly. I only it got very high, and it's not gonna keep going forever. So I don't want. I post this auto trade. I don't want any more long trades. It's finished. This one here, this chart I use for auto trading the market analyzer. As you see here, you have a long signal. So there is many small signals on this chart. It's telling you when to reverse, when to go short, when to go long. Despite is on an auto trade, but for the trader, if here is a long signal. It is for the trader. Look, here is the end, long. Here is short, which I use also this kind of chart on the Bitcoin. It's extremely. Those signals are doing very well on Bitcoin, and of course the Bitcoin, you don't trade it with 1 minute, you trade it with I use 60 minutes. I use we have somebody we are trading for him. I use 4 hours and I use 1 hour. And then the signal here on it can keep indicating for you when to go long and short. Those are working to our members, because some of our members also, they are trading crypto. Those signals are extremely good, especially if you put it on a Bitcoin or Ethereum. You can get a very accuracy with the entry and the fib line. And then when you watch somebody else talking about the trade and then you look at this chart, you can see you are way ahead of him with a simple chart like this, very accurate. Where is the entry, exit, long, and you will find yourself you are way ahead of any guy trying to teach you how to trade a Bitcoin. If we notice here, I don't want it to take a long trade anymore on the Nasdaq. It fired reversal, and you can see it starts sinking again. So it's no longer the Nasdaq is tradable at this moment. The CL, we were done with the CL. Let's take another one on the ES from the market analyzer. and here it is. The On the ES, we hit right on the target. On the ES, it is 4401. You know, when you are trading, you start the numbers, you start recognizing those numbers. The 4401 is almost, I'm bump into it every other day, this number 4401. So when you are paying attention to the numbers, they start talking back to you, and it is important not to be occupied all the time with the PNL, wasting your energy there. That would be nice if you are auto trading and try to look at a normal chart to see how this market is moving. That will help your skill a lot. So as we see here, we have a fire reversal, and the ES came in right on support area at 43.95, trying to climb to the target 44.01 again. And once we hit the 44.01, the Nasdaq is finished, the CL is finished for the morning session, and the ES is finished. If we notice here, the buyers and the seller here, with the 6 different time frame involved in that little indicator, you can see they're almost equal. The higher time frame on the 30 minutes is to the red, green, and then there is, I don't want to go through details here on the YouTube, but there is some other indication here, is a very mixed signals on that, indicating the market now there is a trend exhaustion, and the most likely the ES as a re-entry point, it will be 43.87 as a re-entry. Again, we're not your financial advisor. Whatever you do, it is at your own risk. And then if we look at the Nasdaq, there is also here, there is a signal telling you to sell if you are a manual trader, or if you are an auto trader. And when you see this one here, sell, this means close your position. So if you are long on the Nasdaq or ES, and when the chart telling you to sell, this means close position. And if you want to, you can also use the signal for a manual trade. And and we have one of these auto trades in the zone package, which there is a sell automated trade as well. So as we see here, the market, we are sitting on a Nasdaq and an ES trade, and the ES re-entry is going to be 43.87, and the Nasdaq is going to be, as a re-entry, 15,184. We're not your financial advisor, so whatever you do, it is at your own risk. Folks, I need to take a break because I need to drink a little water, and I'm gonna cut off the microphone a little bit, take a break. Okay, thank you. As we said before, this is the re-entry, and now it's 43.88 on the ES. And look, this is the re-entry. Now it's going to be, I'm gonna let the auto trade now to start this one here. I stopped it a little bit, so now I'm gonna unleash the auto trade again to start resuming trading. So I didn't want to lose the 7,165 when it was on the top. So also you can direct it to the long short, but I didn't want it to take neither short or long, just because this market has crossed the 15,200 to the downside. So I'm unleashing the auto trade again to take the trade. So this is a very, very good day today. And I don't mind now if the auto trade want to take short or long. Folks, that's all what we have for you today. It was a beautiful day. The market was a very predictable, very easy day to trade, and it is a very good, profitable day today. We wish you the best, and you have to be careful when the market goes on the top again. There is no more long trade. You're gonna be careful. Thank you very much, and I wish you really, really